Is it possible for a group of high school students with limited knowledge to develop an understanding of agriculture? To bring this knowledge into form, we created an organic garden. Was our interest cultivated by the lectures which demonstrated the differences between processed food versus organics? Or was it the time in the garden witnessing our accomplishments as the starter seeds birthed fruits and vegetables what motivated the class of 2010 to deepen their understanding of how agriculture plays a day-to-day role in our lives? Our teachers' enthusiasm and passion for agriculture became contagious. Our goal was to create a garden that not only educated us, but left us with a feeling of being proud of our hard work and dedication to its growth. We took away from this project not only an understanding of agriculture, but in addition we developed a deeper understanding for our food and the planet. We successfully created the 2010 class garden. Our year began with the students' knowledge varying in the subject of environmental science. In order to understand the nurturing that the garden would soon require, we began to learn about its foundation, also known as soil. Soil is described as a natural body consisting of layers of minerals. The groups consisted of propagation, garden layout, seasonal rotation, irrigation, and bed prep and compost. Propagation took the role of preparing the seeds for planting. Garden layout were the designers of the garden as a whole. The seasonal rotation group was in charge of understanding the seasonal planting times. The bed prep and compost group took the lead of replacing the old dirt with compost, also known as double digging. Double digging was one of the hardest jobs and took many students to perform. It is a technique that loosens the existing soil and then compost is added to create a healthy environment for the plants to grow in. The original soil from the garden was lacking minerals, so we were given compost from the Miramar landfill. Since the land that we had acquired in the beginning was abandoned in a very frivolous way, all we were left to give it was a healthy start for the plants to grow. As the soil was being prepared, our propagation team began the role of growing the organic seeds in the classroom until they were ready to be planted in the garden. Many of the seeds we wanted to plant in the garden needed special attention because they are very delicate. As the seeds were being planted, the garden layout team was busy designing the layouts for the garden. They made a map dividing the garden into several beds. They had to take into consideration the growth of the roots of each plant and also the beds where they would be placed. Each species has its own growth pattern and therefore had to be taken into account for the planting. The next task we set out to do was work on our shed. It housed all our tools and was in desperate need of a remodel. A team was created known as the Shed Organization Group. They contributed to the cleaning, maintenance, and organization of the shed throughout this project. After several weeks, the fruits and vegetables of our labor began to sprout. Our garden began to reveal spinach, lettuce, cabbage, peas, artichokes, and broccoli. As our crops began to sprout and reveal themselves, so did our excitement and understanding of agriculture. As the garden grew, so has the class of 2010.